What up, y'all? This is Isba motherfucking Sar here to continue his series of the top 10 Wrestlemanias of all time. Yes, folks, I am trying to speed this along only because I have exams starting next week and I really need to start focusing on them because I haven't been doing so these past few weeks. I've been so amped for Mania. So, anyway, let's get right into it. We are on number 4. We're in the top 4 now. Number 4 on the greatest WrestleManias of all time, in my opinion, is the third ever annual WrestleMania of all time. Of course, WrestleMania 3. Duh. Anyway, this pay-per-view, overall, probably nowhere near as good as quite a few of the events that I've recently talked about. You know, like Mania 24, 20, 21. It's nowhere near as good as those ones match quality wise, but if you want a pay-per-view that really submitted WrestleMania as the Super Bowl of pro wrestling, a pay-per-view that had a little bit of everything, and a pay-per-view where even the not so good matches were very entertaining, then this is the event for you. This was an excellent show overall, and this is what put WrestleMania anyway on the map. It is one of the largest indoor crowds in history, 93,173 people, I believe, because the WWE has never let us forget that. So, anyway, let's get right into it. Night kicked off with the Can-Am Connection versus Cowboy Bob Orton and Magnificent Muraco. This is a nice hot opener. It did warm up the crowd very nicely, and the ending came when Martel, he did a crossbody on Muraco. Finished at about 6 minutes. Entertaining opener. Like I said, it got the crowd hot for the night, and that's exactly what an opener should do. I'll give it 2.5 stars. Not anything great, but it was decent. Up next was Billy Jack Haynes versus Hercules. This match, I believe, was a little too long for these guys. Like, it was 8 minutes, and it was very boring. And it ended in a double countout, not so good for a WrestleMania match. In the end, Haynes chases after Heenan backstage, and he gets attacked from behind by Hercules with a chain, and I believe that actually busted him open. It was a very boring match. I'll give it half a star. Wasn't even worth WrestleMania, I don't believe, anyway, so shouldn't have been here. Up next was Little Tokyo, Lord Littlebrook, and King Kong Bundy versus Little Beaver, the Hati Kid, and Hillbilly Jim. This was an okay match. It was about 5 minutes long, which is what it should be for a match like this. It ends with a DQ for the Little Beaver, Jim Duggan, and Kid, but not really that good. It was entertaining, but it was a midget match basically. So I'll give it a 1.5 stars, but since it was entertaining, but not a very good match. Up next is a King's Crown match. It was Harley Race versus the Junkyard Dog. This was two guys when they were past their prime, so you knew going into it wasn't going to be a good match, and it was not. Harley Race won after a belly-to-belly in less than 4 minutes. If this match had taken place like 5 or 6, maybe 7 years earlier, it would have been a great match, but since it took place now, not so good. So I'll give it you know what? I'll give it a full star, since at least they did try. They did have effort in this match, but not very good. Not very good at all for a match like this. Up next were the Rogeau brothers versus the Dream Team. This was decent. It was only about 4 minutes long, so for a 4-minute match, it was pretty damn decent. It ended with Dino Bravo. He snuck in a forearm off the second rope, and Great the Hammer Valentine covered for the win. Like I said, it was decent. It was basically just there to set a face turn for Brutus the Barber Beefcake. But as a match, it was okay. I'll go 2 stars. Next match on the card was a hair versus hair match. It was Adrian Adonis versus Roddy Piper. if you want to talk about an entertaining match, a very, very, very entertaining match, this match is really overlooked. I was strongly entertained by this match. It was billed as Roddy Piper's retirement match, but we all know 1987 he retired long after that. So, in fact, I think he only retired in 2006 because he was still wrestling in that time anyway. It was 7 minutes long, but for those 7 minutes, very entertaining, very nice. And it ended with Roddy Piper putting Adonis out with the sleeper hold. Very, very nice. It wasn't a technical match or a technical masterpiece by any means necessary, but it was very entertaining. It was a nice popcorn type match, and I like those kind of matches. So yeah, I did like this match. It was a very fun match, and the crowd was extremely into it. And so yeah. And after the match, Beaver the Barber Beefcake did a hair-cutting job, and I did like that. This is what turned Beefcake face. So yeah, I'll give the match 3 1/4 stars. I know a lot of people are going to say overrated, but like I said, I thought it was very, very entertaining. So up next was the Hart Foundation and Danny Davis versus the British Bulldogs and Tito Santana. This was good. Not great, but good. It was about 9 minutes long, so they did get enough time to establish something. But if this would have gone for like another 5 or 10 minutes even, this would have been an amazing match. It was going along great while it was happening, and you had the Harts and the Bulldogs in there and Tito, so you can't go wrong. Like I said, the only thing that was a little wrong with this match was that it was not long enough. It was 9 minutes. They established something, but not enough. I'll give the match 3 stars even. I think it earned that, and like I said, I only wish that it would have been a little longer than it was. Up next was the Natural Butch Reed versus Coco B. Ware. This match was like 3 minutes long. It wasn't very good. It was just put here for filler. Butch Reed won after a crossbody, which was very surprising. I didn't think they were going to win. As I didn't think he was going to win, and it was a roll through. So anyway, I'll give the match half a star. It wasn't very entertaining. It was just basically put there to calm the crowd down before the Intercontinental title match, which was up next. The Intercontinental title match, the Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. 15 minutes of wrestling gold. You will not find, you can look your hearts, but you will not find a 15-minute match better than this one. This was amazing. This was a technical masterpiece. This is argued by many to be one of the greatest non-gimmick matches in the history of WrestleMania, if not the greatest. While I don't think it is the greatest non-gimmick match, I believe that to be the triple threat match at Mania 20, this was still a phenomenal classic, and no matter how many times people try, they will probably never have a better non-gimmick title match than that, like IC title match, sorry, on pay-per-view than this. This was just pure amazing. This is the best WWF match of the 80s, I believe, anyway. And I don't know how much more I can say that hasn't already been said. If you have not seen this match, you do not know what you're missing. 5 stars, and that's not an over-exaggeration. This match fucking earned it. It ended with Ricky Steamboat giving Savage a small package, a very nice small package, and just overall, like I said, wrestling gold. Up next was Jake the Snake Roberts taking on Honky Tonk Man. This is a okay match. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be into it. Honky rolled up Jake for the win, holding the ropes. I thought that was very interesting, very nice roll up. I'll give the match 2 stars, and it was okay, but the crowd was not really into it after being into the IC title match, so they didn't really get much out of it. Up next was Nikolai Volkof and the Iron Sheik versus the Killer Bees. Although this match ended with a DQ from the Killer Bees, it was okay. It was actually going along very good until the ending, so I'll give it 2 stars, and I would recommend to check it out. Just the ending really ruined it a little. And then up next, the most famous main event in wrestling history, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. I'll spare you all the time of trying to go over this match. 5-star moment, 2-star match. We'll go in between. We'll say 3.5 stars. It wasn't a great match, but it was a very important match, and that's all that matters. WrestleMania 3, 9 out of 10.